Who chased her?
She said something in a silver truck.
Letting my situation and what I've been through and what I overcome be inspiring to people in the world.
Welcome back to another episode of Mixed Realities. This week has been, I say that every week, but I feel like this week we've talked about planes every week, and we're going to talk about another plane crash, the one that everyone's been talking about.
Yes.
But then there's another one that just happened today. It's a smaller plane crash, so we're going to dissect kind of that in more detail. But one thing that we wanted to cover in the beginning was, remember the guy, Michael Jenkins, and his wife?
My situation and what I've been through and what I overcome be inspiring to people in the world.
Who we were completely defending and, kind of bashing.
We did take a side. I don't even know if
we took their side. We were bashing the mom. I at least I was really bashing.
I can't
her.
remember if we ever said anything about the other side.
No,
because
no, we did not.
But us and a million other Americans that saw it, because we, us humans, like to see one side and make up our minds. Just like the news. And it was a good side, and they milked that side.
And they went on Nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco, who I watched, and I love that. I love them, and so I sided with them.
Yeah.
But then there's two sides to every story, and two things can kind of be true at the same time. From their perspective, their side is true.
Yeah.
But
as well as the other perspective, their side is also true. And this literally takes us back to
well, I think
get
we need
both sides.
Well, that's what I think we need to dissect. Okay, so Officer Tatum, a YouTube channel, he's a political commentator. He interviewed the white mom. I hate saying white mom, but it turned into a racial. It turned into a racial thing, because Jenkins and his wife was claiming they were being racially profiled
by a white woman and a white man that live in their neighborhood.
Yes. So we're going to show their interview, Officer Tatum's interview with them.
It's invaluable for you guys to have an opportunity to say your part. So we'll start from the very beginning, and I want you to tell the audience what happened from the very beginning of when you started walking with your children to seeing that truck that led you to the front door of the Jenkins residence.
Yes. So first of all, Brandon, we have to say thank you. Just so your viewers know, you're the first person that stood up for us. So thank you so much.
You could tell
you were the first glimmer of hope that we've had in 4 or 5 days. So thank you so much for stepping into this. You said this isn't what I do, but we are so appreciative. You're such a blessing to us. So the story, this whole thing. So November 19th, I was out with my children. It was just before 6 o'clock in Ohio, not like Arizona. It gets dark really early in the winter. And so my husband is always super protective. And he was like, hey, it's getting dark, get home quick. And so we were finishing our run on the second half of our neighborhood. And we were jogging down the road, and it had gotten dark. The sun had gone down. We were trying to run, look at the Christmas lights. And I noticed a truck coming from behind me. And that's all that it was. It was vehicle approaching from behind me. I'm a mom in the street jogging with my little girl and my baby and my baby jogger, my 2-year-old. And I go to the grass, and I've always been told if ever this situation happened, which I never thought it would, to go to the closest house, to act like it's your home. And so that is what I was doing. I went into the grass, started walking up the sidewalk when Michael was continuing to slowly approach, and he started to say things out the window, asking if he could help me. And so I didn't respond. I wasn't talking to him. It was a man in a vehicle. I'm with my children. It's dark. And so I told my daughter, hey, turn here, act like, go up this driveway. Don't look behind you. Just walk, pretend this is your house. And so we're walking up the driveway. And at that point, we decided to go to the front porch to just knock on the door, see if somebody's there, ring the doorbell. And when I get on the doorbell get on the porch and I ring the doorbell, nobody's answering. And at that point, I am absolutely just in mom mode. I'm just doing what I was I think any mom would do to protect their children. I start to unbuckle my son, and I ask the man in the truck, he's still in the truck, I say to him, "Is this your home?" And he said yes. And at this point, there was nothing that you could say to me to make me believe anything. I was in protective mode. I was in mom mode, challenging it. I said, I don't
crazy
believe
because it
that.
was his home.
And so
but it's just such an odd fluke that she would pick the one house in the neighborhood to pretend to be her house because she thinks she's fleeing someone who's trying to harass her, and it's the guy's house. And so from his perspective, he's probably thinking it is racial profiling, but from her perspective, she's trying to escape, which it's such an odd, and this is why you need to see two people's perspectives in both sides of the story.
I'm a woman, and I guarantee you pretty much every single woman that listens to her can guarantee she was probably scared for her life.
Yeah.
And her heart was racing. Literally, when I'm alone, I used to...
Imagine having two kids.
When we lived in Jacksonville, I didn't pump gas at night. I literally was like, I'd rather go on E and run out of gas. Like, I did not pump gas.
That'd be even worse.
In the dark. Like, in the dark, though, like, I would make sure I pumped it in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I would drive 45 minutes to work and, like, in a not so great town. And I just was I was afraid. So, like, even in the grocery store, if a man is too close to you, I kind of look over and I'm just kind of like, you know, we're always aware, we're always looking, we're always terrified if somebody walks on the same aisle as me and then they're looking for the same beans as me. I'm still like, why is this dude so close to me? You know, so especially when it's dark and we're walking alone, I lived in the city, I always walked at night. If I saw anyone, I didn't even shape them out to be man or woman, I would literally be afraid and my heart will start racing, just like naturally. Like if I'm outside at night and I'm alone and I see any figures of bodies, I will literally be like, okay, like I take a deep breath and I'm like, all right, what's my plan? I'll fake a phone call. We've all faked a phone call. She faked a house. And I know that we've all been
that's
told.
That's like a technique. Like people say, oh, pretend you're going to a house.
We've all been told to do so. So
like seeing it from both sides of their stories, I can understand but then what I don't understand is why the Jenkins family is lying about them trying to apologize, because in the nightcap, which we watched last week as well, they said they didn't even try to apologize, which they clearly apologized in the video they were posting, and then they apologized 3 times in different groups. And then Officer Tatum, I don't know if I should show that clip, interviewed the business partner of Jenkins. And those real estate communities and developers that he said that he was on that show ended up being foreclosures, and he's ended up stealing money from the guy that he interviewed, his business partner.
One of the biggest thing.
And now he's selling online courses.
One of the biggest things while watching the video they posted, though, was how it quickly escalates. It could have de-escalated and they could have settled it right then and there if they didn't keep repeating. Like when you're in a fight and people are repeating the same thing over and over, it's like you're talking to a wall. Like I literally will clock out, walk away. They got in the truck. He said, let's go. But like if our neighbor came over and they were mad at us, or like they knocked on our door on our Ring camera and I knew that they lived up the road.
And they know each other. They've been to the same party.
And I saw them scream and run away from my house, I would literally be like, are you guys okay?
Yeah.
I would not go out there and be like, yeah, we live here. Ha, ha, ha. Like, the biggest thing is, like, why are you so defensive when people come up? Like, and I get how it looks, but, like...
Yeah.
Like, him saying that he didn't want to come outside when they approached, they were apologizing. And she's like, you got to see my side of the story.
Exactly.
And they didn't want to hear it.
Exactly.
After that, it's like... What can you do?
And the biggest kicker is she admits it here that she reported to the neighbors she said this to the neighbors and the police on the phone that it was a white guy.
It was a white guñ.
And I even said on our last podcast that, he looks like a white guy. He doesn't even look black.
Yeah.
But I was still siding with him because I'm from Florida, so we have a lot of white guys that look like him. But he is mixed. And it just shows you that there are just two sides of the story, and both sides can be somewhat true or have a perspective that's true to them. But when you hear the other sides, and the thing that's rubbing me the wrong way is if you go to his Instagram now, like I literally just mentioned, he's like trying to promote like online courses and like sign up to this, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, so now you're trying to make money off of this.
Literally,
sorry.
What rubs my brain the wrong way is like,
your gears.
Please do not, if you see this and you're whoever, don't support this Jenkins guy because he absolutely sucks. And this is why people like, there's for some reason, and Officer Tatum like talked about this too, it's so annoying when people claim the race card for no reason. It's so annoying when people are like put themselves in a victim situation for no reason. It's so annoying that people hate cops for no reason. All of them aren't bad. Our neighbor's a cop. Like, all of them aren't bad. Whatever.
Your
but like,
a cop?
Yeah, our neighbor's a cop. But anyway,
Didn't know.
all of them aren't bad. So I feel like people grow up with like a mentality that like they're the victim, or grow up with the mentality like, oh, I'm gonna cash in on this. And honestly, he is the problem. The black guy is the problem in this situation, and it makes it, for all of these situations, it makes it so annoying.
Like the real situations.
Yeah,
like this.
For the real situation, it makes it so annoying to actually believe a victim because so many people lie. Sexual abuse, anything. Accusing someone of what they did not do, especially racism, in this like is ridiculous.
Honestly,
it's so bizarre to me.
It was honestly less probably about his skin color and more about his hair.
And so it was funny. It was funny because when in his recording, and this story is so interesting to me because in his recording, when he's first like coming out and complaining, Jenkins and and his wife, he literally is like, oh, it's not that big of a. He's like, it's not about the racial thing. It's about me telling my story and building communities.
On Shannon Sharp
and like building communities.
Yeah, for people that look like me.
He's like I've been dealing with things growing up my whole, like he is just talking. He might be, but he's like, people that look like me is crazy because she thought you were white. I'm sorry, but
you can clearly see that they're lying, like, which I didn't pick up when I was first watching. Like they said to Shannon, they have not tried to apologize in person.
You did because later on you were like, didn't I say that? Well, you said your brain clicked when they said they didn't apologize. We watched the other video, and they came on and was like, we tried to apologize over and over and over.
Yeah, and
nothing.
It's like they're lying from the get-go on that show with Shannon Sharp, like, oh, they didn't apologize, and then they said, oh, we've had, like, we didn't know them, and like we've heard things about them, when Dave even says, oh, we've seen them at like community parties. Like, we didn't show that clip, but they've seen them before. Like, they know of each other.
Which was like what, a month ago.
They thought everything was past them because she's been doing training for like a marathon, and like she's runs past their house regularly and sees them. So this was actually shot. This was in November and is just going viral now. And I think what's happening is something where he's trying to cash in on it and trying to push the narrative, and maybe he's not open to seeing it from their perspective, which when maybe he's in a position where he needs, I'm not saying he needs money, but like, he's trying to build a brand off of this.
Bullying is not cool, and that is literally bullying. Bullying is not cool.
It's a form of bullying.
For them, it's a form of bullying, because what upsets me the most is like how people, they're in their own neighborhood. They live there. They've established their lives there. And for them to accuse the neighbor of something that serious and try to turn other neighbors against them, and then all the neighbors know that they're not racist. So now I'm pretty sure a lot of people in that neighborhood probably don't like the Jenkins family.
Or the white family.
No, in their neighborhood.
You think they don't like the Jenkins now?
Well, they literally said that they reached out to neighbors multiple times. They posted in their Facebook HOA group. They wrote them a letter, and their other neighbor gave it to them. Yeah. They went out of their way. They posted on their HOA Facebook group. Everyone could see it.
Yeah. Well, and then to everyone in the comments, I was like, oh, she's just saying sorry now after like it's going viral. No, they literally said sorry that same night, and she literally reported to the cop and the neighbors, both of them, that it was a white man. She didn't even think he was black. And then her husband came. He's like, "It's that house right there? Are you sure he's not black? Because I know him."
That guy knew that.
I know
he
him.
knew him.
The husband knew him.
Knew him.
And he's like, "Yeah, that's a black man in there." And she's like, "No, it's white. He's a white man." And then he walks out. I'm like, "Oh, so the whole race thing is thrown out of the like."
Not everything is about race.
No, it's
not everything is that big of a deal.
But from their perspective, I'm trying to help the Jenkins right now. I really am. From their perspective, he does have a look with long dreads, and he probably does get profiled. But this was not an instance.
They got me up to the point. Like, I get both sides completely because it's such a crazy situation that it was actually his house.
Yeah.
After all this, like, being scared like that is crazy. But the Jenkins family lost me after they said that the other family did not apologize.
Yeah,
because they apologized privately, not on social media, multiple times, and they got rejected.
In the video they posted, they're literally apologizing to you.
If you can't take a sincere apology, crying apology, come on. She definitely feels embarrassed and crazy.
Yeah.
But like, all girls do. It's fine.
We just spent a bunch of time on this, but I feel like it needs to be discussed because a lot of things like this happen all the time, and then people do not circle back around on it. Just get that initial racial tension reaction. People pick sides, and then it ends up being completely fugazi.
Well, they have
and then no one comes back, and we discuss that. You know,
they have a social presence. She has an online business, so it actually affects them getting hate online, which is huge.
And you could tell it really was hurting her because she was crying.
It would hurt. I feel like it would hurt a lot of people to be accused of something that deep.
All right, anyway, let's move on to a different topic. All right, this one's a little funny topic. Georgia healthcare worker arrested for twerking over a disabled man's head, smacked with a felony charge. All right, I guess we'll watch the video of her dancing on a disabled man's head. What the? No, what the? 19-year-old Lucrecia Cormosasa Conyan, sorry if I've been butchered that, was hit with one-count exploration of a disabled person. I probably just after she filmed herself dancing over a disabled man. The video was posted she posting this to
two men.
She's not just
two men.
She's not just sending this to people. She's posting this on social media.
Okay, but butt on the counter, feet on the wheelchair is wild.
She could be seen wearing her scrubs and stethoscope as she filmed herself dancing over her victim. Yo, they are not victims. They're
so
loving
she responded.
How did she respond?
If you click messages right there on Instagram, if you go back and click messages to the left of your screen, messages.
Oh, right here.
Go to MR. She responds.
Oh, whoa.
She responds. How her wig came off, I'm not sure.
Yo. Okay. Let me see.
Okay, TikTok. Right now, it's a video that's going viral of me, the healthcare worker that's dancing on top of her patient's head. It's not what it is. Trust and believe. All I gotta say for now is angles play a big part, but we're gonna get into that another time. Okay? A lot of people in the comments talking about sexual assault.
Sexual assault.
Rape, just all type of dumb shit. Non-verbal, trust and believe. He's verbal, and if he's not verbal to his kins, then I don't know what's going on over there. But around here, he be verbal, and I got proof. What you say?
Can I get my hug?
You want to get a hug?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bye, mama.
He looks very aware and comfortable to me, so y'all need to stop jumping to conclusions. Even though, I do see how he look, but trust me, it's not that. Enough is enough. Stay tuned.
Oh.
So is she falling in love with disabled people? Is that because she's defending her acts? Like
people are literally take her license away because what is going on? How are you gonna defend yourself? What's wild is she said it's the angles. She said it was the angles as she's literally.
Do we know how old the disabled people
wheelchair. That man, cripple.
I said age. All right, so Okay, I'm trying to support the bad side on all these cases, but if the disabled person's 18 and he wants it, it's not professional. It's not professional, but if the guy is hitting on her and she's falling for it, maybe it's a love match made in heaven.
She should have came out with that instead of saying she doesn't care.
Yeah. She probably
Stay tuned. Like for what?
Stay tuned. Yeah. What?
Like for what?
Part 2?
Like what's going on? I don't know. That is.
God.
I mean, I feel like we should know better, but.
I mean, those angles do make it look like they do not like it at all.
But those angles, yeah. I mean,
like
to talk about the angles is just so crazy to me.
Well, now I'm back on her side.
She has feet on wheelchair, ass on counter. Like,
not a good angle. But I'm trying to play devil's advocate and say maybe there's an angle of him going, hey, yeah.
That's not an angle. That's a scene.
But it's not professional. But if he's 18, it's not. It can't be sexual assault unless she's like bending them. Okay, let's move on.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Teslas now drive from the factory to loading docks anonymously. I mean, this is a given. I have the Model Y, and we just got it, and this full self-driving is amazing. The new update, it actually drove me from here all the way to Alpharetta, which is 55 miles away, with me not even having to grab the handle once. And it drove us from a restaurant all the way up our mountain.
Well, we drank at this restaurant, and
trying to avoid that.
Oh. Well, I mean, is it so bad that you didn't drive?
Yeah, I didn't drive.
It's
not like we drank a lot.
It was like one drink.
Yeah, I mean, what else can we say about that? I mean,
it's so crazy. It's so like big, like the Tesla's self-driving. Meanwhile, China is like kicking our butt.
Yeah, and well, so China's beating us in
self-driving. I don't remember.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if the BYD, the company that.
Yeah.
But China's always going to beat us on prices because of labor.
Yeah.
So they're always going to have that. And then they're also going to beat us in technology if we allow our tech companies to operate in there, because they're going to make if you have an office in China, the Chinese government has to be connected to it. So like every company in China is connected to the Chinese government.
I really want to go to China.
Yeah, I'm down to go. But then also,
I feel like it'd be very interesting.
The crazy part is now Apple is also joining forces with SpaceX and Elon Musk to give Starlink satellite connectivity into the latest iPhone software. Mm-hmm. Is this for all iPhones?
iPhones, yeah. So you just, I guess, like iPhones that are compatible with the update is like the only thing stopping you.
That makes so much sense.
Like an iPhone 3 or whatever. Like
so
the really, really old ones.
It's probably like in addition to your AT&T Verizon for areas they don't cover.
Well, it's crazy because we've been hiking a lot.
Yeah.
And I was very, very surprised to see like my GPS All Trails app work in the middle of, and even texting and posting, it would work in the middle of the woods. So it's really good to know. But like obviously that's a very popular wherever place we're going, so like some places are completely off grid. It'd be wild if we can just call up someone when you're dumped in the middle of nowhere. You know
that is crazy. We're living in crazy times. We say that every week, but
crazy.
Now we're moving on to this is something that Dalton Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard seen here jumping into a fight to support her boyfriend at a township meeting. Elected officials must remain professional at all times. That's what the guy said that posted this. But this is crazy.
This is the most ghetto thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, you could see her. She's right here with the kind of she disappears and whatnot.
Oh my gosh.
Damn. Like there she is right there with and then she falls. This is not a good look for this mayor, and apparently she's being investigated for like bribery charges or something like that, or living lavishly, or like overspending and stuff like that, and like this is just not a good look.
It's literally, I'm just looking at this like, how did we get here? Like, what? People are so ready. I don't like fighting. Like, I feel like that is ghetto. To be a mayor and to be fighting is bizarre. She's still in office, which is crazy.
Not for long.
Not for long. And I mean, geez, that's a good little fight, and the officers can't get nothing under control. He just looks like he's in it. He's trying. Oh my gosh, they're just going at it. Yeah, fights scare me. I've never been a fighter.
That's crazy.
I am not a fighter. I cannot do it.
All right, so we're staying on the we're staying on the topic of officials, not elected officials, but a disgraced Texas cop fired for giving a homeless man a poop sandwich is back in uniform in New City. This smile is crazy. I know that's probably not the smile like where he got in trouble, but like it's wild. Yeah, it's wild. This guy looks like he'll give you a poop sandwich.
For what? Like a homeless man?
But wait, okay. So disgraced San Antonio cop who has been fired twice after being accused of giving a homeless man a dog poop sandwich is back on the beat. Matthew Luckhurst had his San Antonio badge taken from him in 2016 for what police chief William McManus called a vile and disgusting act. Find out here. And so now he's working again.
He's working
in San Antonio, but I guess a different area.
That's honestly disgusting. Every time you see something this weird,
this comment, finally a cop that gives a shit. Man, apparently some of y'all have never heard of a prank. This sounds something out of South Park. I mean, look at the guy's face. He looks like he'd be handing out poop sandwiches.
Every time I see something this weird, I think about the act of doing so. Like, he literally...
The act of giving out poop sandwiches?
He literally got a slice of bread,
found dog
captured
poop.
the shit, put the shit on there, put the other slice of bread, and then gave it to the homeless man. Like, remember when Amber Heard shit in the bed? She literally pulled down her pants.
Yeah.
And pooped. Like, that is crazy.
Honestly, that's worse than this.
She's like crazy.
She's like sitting there.
Could you, like, I'm trying to imagine someone, like, if I walked in the bedroom and you are squatting on our bed and something's coming out of you, I would literally, I don't even know what I would do. I honestly don't know what I would do.
Yeah, I have no clue.
I'd probably burn.
I don't even know how to. I think he should be fired.
He should
that is for
definitely
sure.
be fired.
And I don't know how you get rehired. You should be put in a system if you're a fired cop or anywhere you go.
Yeah.
All right, sticking into this justice system. Transgender male inmates across the U.S. will be moved into male prisons as ordered by Donald Trump. Lex, your thoughts?
One of the comments said, as they should. I don't know. I feel like it would cause a lot of problems.
So, the first comment, so biological men are going to be with other biological men? All right, so this is where it's dicey. This is dicey for me because what if it's a transgender that's had all the boob surgeries and the surgery down there?
That's what makes it pretty dangerous in my head.
So,
like, because obviously I've seen transgenders, like, there's like levels.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's levels to transgenders.
They're like, oh my god, is that actually a woman? Or like, like they look so beautiful. They look like a normal. And then you
there's
have
Caitlyn Jenner, and then there's like Caitlyn Jenner, and then there's complete like crossover to a full blown woman. Like like that one comedian's wife.
Yeah.
That looked like a woman. I was like, oh, like you even said, oh, I thought you said
it looks like a normal Russian woman.
Yeah, and then Edward Norton, I think that's his name.
But I feel like depending on how they look, which is they all look completely different and they're all categorized the same, will cause problems for sure.
So out of this picture, if these were all transgender, I would say all of them should go back. Besides this one, this one girl looks like one of my aunts actually, and I could see her being in the woman's. But all these other dudes, this guy looks like that
guy looks like he wants to go over there.
He looks like he lives in his mother's basement and plays video games.
I can't really see the one in the back, but the hair's giving woman. Never mind. Never mind. The darker later is giving auntie.
Yeah, the black girl looks like a lesbian.
Looks like he's in the cartel. I've been watching too much.
This one, she kind of looks like it too, but still, you see these arms,
but
the neck. That's man.
You get like really aggressive men in the prison that are either gonna take advantage or take advantage in a I'm gonna beat you up type of way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would be terrified if I looked closer to what I wanted to look like a woman than I was a man. I would be a little. I'd be shaking in my boots.
Yeah, if you were a full if you were one of those transgenders that you look completely like a woman. Yeah. And now you're going So that's probably not good. Actually,
is that going further? Like, so if you imagine if that, God forbid, imagine if that comedian's wife got arrested, is she going to a male prison? Is it going forward, or is it people that are already imprisoned?
I think it's going forward.
Because I would never get in trouble.
See, that's the thing. It needs to be where it's like how far are you? I feel like it needs, like, if you had the surgery down here, you're going to the woman's side. Like you
gotta do it by like private parts.
Yeah, you have to.
Because like showering,
that would be definitely take advantage of. If you are a biological male and you've had this all removed.
This is what day is it? This is January 31st. We're going to literally, as the years go by, we're gonna have to come back to this because I feel like something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
God forbid, but I do think that's a little crazy. Anyway, shout out to the hometown.
Oh, we're moving to the next topic.
MARTA got a new train.
Is it they're replacing all the trains or just this one?
I doubt it.
Because to be honest, all the MARTAs look like just like 1960s piece of shit subways.
Yeah.
This looks nice.
They could switch up.
Like I would go to the MARTA if it looked like this, but then half of them look like rust buckets.
It's so crazy because I grew up going on MARTA, going to like football games in Atlanta, getting on the MARTA with all your friends. Finally, god damn, like it took forever, but hopefully we keep upgrading because so many people commute and Atlanta's constantly growing. Maybe that freaking contributes to people getting on a train instead of driving because the traffic in Atlanta sucks. We all know that.
Please install automatic air fresheners. I mean, wholeheartedly. It'll be ruined in a week. Pour one out for Jeffrey Parker. Okay, I don't know that. What about new stations? The stations are pretty terrible.
It's funny because some aren't. Like I've
seen one in Buckhead was pretty good, or Brookhaven.
I've seen really, really bad ones, and then like decent ones.
All right. So as we said in the beginning of this podcast, we did or show whatever we're calling it nowadays. We were going to dissect the DC plane crash because last week every podcast or show something with planes are going wrong. Last week it was 2 dead bodies found in American Airlines. Mm-hmm. This week we had a plane crash, which I'll show a clip of it here. Of
with a helicopter, a plane and a helicopter collide.
Yeah. Let me get this. I'm sure everyone has seen
These videos obtained exclusively by CNN show
Clips
previously
like this,
unseen angles of the collision between an American Airlines flight and a US Army Black Hawk helicopter. In the first video, the Black Hawk can be seen flying at speed over the Potomac from the left side of the screen. The American Airlines plane can be seen flying towards the airport before the two collide, causing a mid-air explosion and fall into the river. In the second video, you can see the Army helicopter and American Airlines plane travel toward each other.
Straight at the plane.
After the collision and subsequent explosion, the airliner can be seen spinning into the water, and the Black Hawk is also seen falling into the water.
First of all, our hearts are with the families.
And apparently a bunch of ice skaters.
Everyone affected is... It's so crazy when you see something like that, because I'm only 26 years... I was about to say 27. I'm only 26 years old, and I'm pretty sure at every stage of my life, if I saw something like this, I would be like, how did they let that happen? Because there's... Like, even if you don't know anything about flying or planes or helicopters, obviously it's regulated up there. Obviously they're watching the flight patterns and what people are doing. How in the world can that happen? And you think about how a helicopter flies, how big it is, how loud it is, and you think about how a normal plane flies, and the fact that the helicopter just... And it's crazy because it came out like that they were communicating with the plane or with the helicopter, trying to tell the helicopter to move, and it's going straight on.
Yeah,
and it's just, how can you let that happen?
Yeah, and the shitty part is this was another reason why people don't like when Trump, he came on and said it could be partially because of DEI hires that something like this caused, which it could, like, maybe the people that were in traffic control was unqualified, but I feel like that's not what you want to say right off the get-go.
Yeah.
But why did this happen? Like, it makes no sense, and the investigation is still going, and then just
so
today,
you're literally, like, you're looking at where the helicopter flew off at, who was in the helicopter, how long was it going straight onto the plane. Like, there's so many things to piece together here that is, like, absolutely mind-blowing. But I just can't even fathom seeing a helicopter and a plane hit each other.
Yeah, and I hate seeing the stories of the children on the planes and whatnot. I hate it.
It's wild.
Like when the Kobe Bryant thing happened, like, and finding out, like, it was like 3 or 4 of the teammates of his daughter was on there. It's like, oh, and it's my God.
Not saying this to scare you, but, like, just to literally, there's been so many planes crashing and things happening within a month.
Yeah, and then this is
2020. Like, that is bizarre.
Well, let's move to it. This is a plane crash. That's not even being talked about at all.
Not even because the other one's so big.
So the one that we just talked about, 58 people, that one's so big. But now, just today, a small plane crash in northeast Philadelphia leaves many homes destroyed with reports of an explosion. So, according to CBS News, only 2 people were aboard the plane. However, there are injuries reported on the ground. So, another plane crash.
And it looks like this went straight onto a residential street.
This was a smaller plane, but why are planes? It
They're
seems
just
like
falling out of the sky.
Yeah, it's like all those things with Boeing, and now we're dealing with this. It's 2025. Last podcast is
plan the trips wisely.
Yeah, we're doing long distance traveling road trips.
This is just oh my gosh, just I'm just as shocked as you are.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I hope everyone, if you are traveling on a plane, I don't even know what advice I would give to people traveling on planes. Right?
Don't live your life afraid. Yeah. Pray to God, pray to the universe, and
I'm always on planes, and I always think about what happens if we crash. And now this is going to give me even more anxiety.
I literally, the last plane I went on, I had a panic attack midair. Okay. But and
You're
it was
one of those.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was a long flight, but
you were also hungover.
Yeah. And I like fell asleep, like passed out. And I woke up and I thought we were there. And I was asleep for like 30 minutes. And I like could not calm down.
The worst time is like when you're sleeping on a plane and you like do that jump wake up and the person you're like, oh,
the lady's like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like,
but you threw up, didn't you?
Yeah, she gave me a bag and stuff. But so embarrassing. I'm so glad there wasn't a lot of people on the plane.
I've never thrown up on a plane.
Just I don't know. Believe in the universe. Pray. We'll be okay. Like it's. I mean, weird times. Really,
that's all we can tell you. It's not like we can give you advice on how to escape a plane crash because it seems like when they happen, there's no survivors.
Don't get on a Boeing if you can. Like,
yeah, I don't even
just
know.
Like, oh my gosh.
Well, I feel like we need to end this on a happier note somehow.
Yeah.
All right, peace. Is that fine?